Hello and welcome back to Reforged Armies. I took inspiration from Goobertown Hobbies video where he has a lucky dip model and then he rolls a dice to see what paint scheme he'd use. Now, I thought rolling a dice to paint a model was a really cool idea. So what I did is I chose 6 models, so 6-sided dice. What are 6 models that I maybe want to add to my army, I want to work on, or I've had in my backlog for a long time, and have terrified me. I rolled this on camera. I rolled a 4, and that was the limited edition Space Marine Lieutenant, which is cool. I am going to tackle this with gusto. So let's load it up. I've undercoated it. It was going to be silver. I've undercoated it red, but I do want to blend it with the models that I paint in, so 2 thin coats red, and that's a slightly more purple. So I'm going to paint the red in 2 thin coats red, shadow and highlight, and then a little bit later I'll go back over and add some 2 thin coats sanguine scarlet to cover some of that Mephiston red, and we'll blend it all together.
Now I'm being a bit rushed on these highlights here, but I know I want highlights and I know I don't have enough time in this 2 hours, so we're going to try and clean it up with the sanguine scarlet step later on.
I'm going to start hitting those undercolors. So we're going to do some bold golds, we're going to do some blacks, we're going to knock out some of that silver, and we have a time limit here, so I don't really want to spend too much time on each one.
In these challenges, we're just trying to use paints that cover really well with 1 or 2 coats only.
Every time I find that model like this, you tend to look at the face. So can I spend a bit of my time wisely and actually knock out some of the face colors? So when people have a cursory look, they can kind of see the highlights. They can see the faces done reasonably. Again, these models don't need to be perfect. They just need to be better than the 0 that was done. And for $13, who's arguing? Who's arguing? This model is going to look great for $13.
Just using a classic Abaddon Black from Citadel, it highlights well and it covers really well.
But there's one thing I want to spend time on, and it is the face. I think in the last couple, I haven't mixed my paint for the face really well. Before I started this, I did mix the Citadel colors I was going to use on the face to hopefully blend them together well.
Once I even went to a Games Workshop in Melbourne to ask them to teach me how to paint a face. 15 years later, I really feel like I haven't nailed it.
The pouches, I've had a lot of success with pouches, honestly, using Catachan flesh. It covers really well. When I'm doing these speed challenges, I know Rhinox hide is probably a better one, but Catachan flesh with a bit of Agrax shade over the top has been doing me really well.
I still can't go past Wraithbone and Skeleton Horde for cloth. They cover really well and they just get the job done. I'm going to go with blue for the purity seals here. I feel like this model just needs a little bit of extra dimension. Now I am starting to panic here with the time ticking down. The model's looking good, but the time is ticking away way too fast, as it always does. This is your classic Bugman's Glow, KDF Flesh Tone, and Kislev Flesh. I'm really hoping to blend them together and leaving some of those darker colours in the recesses to give it a bit more of a natural look.
So you can see that I'm getting closer here, but been timing myself again. I've been using a YouTube timer. I'm timing myself and I'm running out of time fast. So the model's coming together fast, but I think I'm running out of time faster. I'm not quite sure what penalty I'm going to put on. Maybe I use an extra 30 minutes and take that away from the next challenge. Maybe I just accept defeat and give myself a bit more time. I both want to show you the model looking decent, and I want to be able to end the night having a decent looking model. So if we do happen to go over, we'll just accept our fate. Alright, I have been painting for pretty much 2 hours now. I resigned myself to the fact that I wasn't going to finish this in 2 hours. I'm going to go for just a little bit longer. I might stop the camera now. I'm going to go for just a little bit longer and finish it off. Just do a few more details. Maybe finish this base off, and we'll come back for this final reveal. I feel like for 2 hours work, you know, it's turned out really well. I feel like there's a couple of things I probably would have done differently and would do differently again, which is half the fun of running this. You know, so I leaned immediately into the golden helmet. Now, I feel like that was a good start, but I didn't add any kind of golden pauldrons or even black pauldrons to differentiate the fact that this is a lieutenant, kind of a HQ character. That was probably a mistake. Obviously, I didn't go in planning anything. I just thought I would paint and see how it went. I probably should have planned a little bit better than that for this kind of character. The good news then is I could use it as a squad leader. Its base is slightly too big, but in friendly games it probably looks really cool as a squad leader. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this. Thanks for watching. If you've liked this and you want to see some more of these challenges, leave a comment letting me know. Please subscribe. It's, again, always really good motivation. But hey, just thanks for being here. Thanks for anything that you do to support the channel. I really appreciate it.